My name is Alex, and I've always been the level-headed one in our family. The guy who fixes things quietly without making a scene. But right now, I'm sitting here in my home office, staring at my computer screen, heart pounding as I type this out on Reddit, because I don't know where else to turn. My sister-in-law, Sarah, is driving us all to the brink with her obsession over breastfeeding, and it's not just annoying, it's terrifying. Her newborn daughter, little Ava, isn't gaining weight, and Sarah's refusing to even consider formula. The doctors are worried. My wife Jordan is in tears half the time, and my brother Mike, he's caught in the middle, trying to play peacekeeper while the rest of us watch this tiny baby suffer. I need advice, Reddit. Am I the asshole for wanting to stage an intervention, or is this as bad as it seems? It all started about 6 weeks ago when Ava was born. Sarah and Mike had been trying for a kid for years, so when she finally arrived, tiny, with these big blue eyes and a tuft of dark hair, we were over the moon. Jordan and I drove 3 hours to the hospital the day she was born, and the whole family gathered. Our parents, Mike's buddies from work. Even Sarah's yoga group showed up with essential oils and herbal teas. Sarah had always been the natural type. Organic everything. No vaccine for her hypothetical pets. That kind of vibe. But we figured, hey, new mom enthusiasm. What harm could it do? From day one, Sarah was laser-focused on breastfeeding. She'd read every book, joined every online forum, and even hired a lactation consultant before Ava was out of the womb. It's the most natural bond, she'd say, her eyes lighting up like she was talking about some spiritual awakening. Mike nodded along, proud as hell, and we all cheered her on. But then the weigh-in started. At the 2-week checkup, Ava had lost more weight than expected. The pediatrician, Dr. Ramirez, a no-nonsense woman with decades of experience, suggested supplementing with formula if things didn't improve. Sarah shut that down faster than a door in a hurricane. No way, she snapped. Formula is poison. I'm committed to exclusive breastfeeding. It's my journey, and Ava's too. Journey. That word started popping up everywhere. Sarah posted about it on Instagram. Filtered photos of her nursing Ava in sun-dappled rooms. Captions like, embracing the raw beauty of motherhood's challenges, #exclusivebf, #momlife. But behind the scenes, it wasn't beautiful. Ava cried constantly, her little fist balled up, her skin starting to look loose. Jordan confided in me after a visit. Alex, she's not latching right. Sarah's nipples are cracked and bleeding, but she won't stop. I tried to stay out of it first. I'm just a brother-in-law, right? But when Mike called me late one night, his voice shaky, I knew it was escalating. Bro, I don't know what to do, Mike whispered over the phone. He'd stepped out to the garage, so Sarah wouldn't hear. Ava's not sleeping, not eating enough. Sarah says it's normal, that cluster feeding is part of it, but the baby's cheeks are hollowing out. I could hear the exhaustion in his voice, the kind that seeps into your bones. Mike's always been the easygoing type, tall, bearded, works in construction, but fatherhood had him unraveling. I suggested talking to Dr. Ramirez again, maybe getting a second opinion. Sarah won't hear it, he said. She thinks the doctor is pushing Big Formula's agenda. Big Formula. That's when I realized this wasn't just stubbornness. It was a full-blown ideology. Sarah had fallen deep into these online mom groups, echo chambers where any deviation from exclusive breastfeeding was heresy. She'd ran about how formula companies were evil corporations profiting off maternal guilt, how breastfeeding was the only way to ensure Ava's immune system will be bulletproof. Jordan showed me the forums, threads titled Formula Failures, real stories with horror tales of allergies and obesity, all anecdotal but presented as gospel. Sarah ate it up, quoting stats like breast milk adapts to the baby's needs in real time. Sure, that's great in theory, but Ava's needs weren't being met. At the 4-week checkup, she was in the bottom percentile for weight. Dr. Ramirez pulled Mike aside. This is failure to thrive. We need to intervene now. That night, Jordan and I hosted a family dinner to celebrate Ava's 1-month milestone. Our parents came, Mom with her famous lasagna, Dad with a bottle of wine nobody touched. Sarah arrived looking ethereal in a flowy dress, Ava swaddled against her chest. But up close, Sarah's eyes were bloodshot, her smile brittle. Ava whimpered through the meal, And when Sarah nursed her at the table, we all pretended not to notice the struggle. Halfway through, Mom couldn't hold back. "Sweetie, she seems hungry. Maybe try a bottle." The room froze. Sarah's face twisted. "Absolutely not. I'm not giving up on us. This is our bond. It's sacred." Mike shifted uncomfortably, murmuring something about trusting the process. Jordan, ever the diplomat, tried to smooth it over. "We're just worried, Sarah. Ava's so small." But Sarah exploded. "You think I don't know that? You think I'm not sacrificing everything? My body, my sleep, my sanity for her." Tears streamed down her face as she stormed to the guest room. Ava clutched tight. The rest of us sat in stunned silence, lasagna growing cold. After that, the divide deepened. Mike started confiding more in me. Late-night texts about Ava's weak cries, Sarah's refusal to pump so he could help feed her. She says it's about the connection. That formula would break it. I researched it myself, scrolling through medical sites late at night. Failure to thrive could lead to developmental delays, weakened immunity, even hospitalization if it got bad enough. I shared articles with Mike, but he was torn. Sarah is convinced this is a test of her motherhood. If I push too hard, she'll accuse me of not supporting her. Then came the 6-week mark. Another weigh-in, another red flag. Ava had gained barely anything. Dr. Ramirez sat them down. "Sarah, your supply might be low. It's common. Stress, hormones. Formula isn't failure. It's a tool to save your baby." Sarah walked out mid-sentence, Mike trailing after her like a lost puppy. That evening, Jordan got a frantic call from Mike. Sarah had fired Dr. Ramirez, switching to a holistic pediatrician who'd endorse her breastfeeding plan without question. "This guy's a quack," Jordan whispered to me later. "His website talks about energy fields and avoiding toxins like vaccines." Our family was fracturing. Mom called me daily, her voice trembling. "Alex, that baby needs help. What if we lose her?" Dad, usually stoic, suggested we confront Sarah together. But Jordan hesitated. "She's my sister-in-law. If we push, Mike might cut us off." I couldn't sleep. Visions of Ava's tiny frame haunted me, her ribs visible under that soft skin, her cries echoing in my dreams. I started documenting everything. Photos from visits, notes from Mike's updates. It felt paranoid, but what if Child Protective Services got involved? Reddit threads I'd read warned of that. Moms reported for neglect when it was really misguided zeal. The breaking point came last weekend. We visited their house, and Ava looked worse than ever. Lethargic, barely responsive. Sarah was nursing her obsessively, cooing about their journey through the storm. But when Ava detached, milk dribbled weakly, and the baby just stared blankly, Jordan lost it. "Sarah, please, look at her. She's starving." Sarah's eyes flashed with fury. "How dare you? You're not a mother. You wouldn't understand the sacrifice." Jordan recoiled like she'd been slapped. Mike tried to intervene, but Sarah turned on him too. "If you loved us, you'd fight for this." We left in a haze of anger and fear. That night, Mike showed up at our door, Ava's car seat in hand. "I can't do this anymore," he choked out. "Help me?" We rushed Ava to the ER. The doctor confirmed it. Severe dehydration, failure to thrive. They started her on formula immediately, and within hours she perked up, gulping it down like she'd been waiting forever. Sarah arrived furious, accusing Mike of betrayal, but when she saw Ava's color turning, something cracked. She sobbed in the waiting room, admitting the pressure from her online groups had blinded her. I thought I was doing right by her. Ava's home now, thriving on a mix of breast milk and formula. Sarah's in therapy, unpacking the mom guilt echo chamber. Mike's standing firmer, and our family's healing. Slowly. But Reddit, it was touch and go. If you're reading this and it sounds familiar, don't wait. A journey isn't worth a life.